Yeah, hi there. These comments are for AA, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the TOEFL online course, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. You're also one of my students at California State University, San Bernardino, in the English language program, and you completed the pronunciation pretest. So the purpose of this test is twofold. One is to tell you which lessons you want to focus on the most in order to improve your intelligibility of American English. Intelligibility just means it'll be easier for other people to understand you if you can improve your pronunciation of these specific sounds. And second, I'm also going to give you an intelligibility score on a scale of 1 to 7, and then maybe recommend some goals and some things that you can do in the future. Let's talk about the first thing. There are some lessons that you want to focus on right now. And based on the pretest that you just completed, you might want to write these down. Here are the lessons. Lesson number 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, and also 24. Secondly, let's talk about your intelligibility. And I will put a link in the email to you so you can see this yourself. Remember that your speaking is not just your pronunciation, but it's based on a number of factors, including your vocabulary, your grammar usage, and your intelligibility. And right now, when you're speaking, you're sometimes not exactly sure what verb tense that you should use. For example, you say, I didn't have any work experience. I would probably say there, I haven't had any work experience until now. So probably the present perfect would be better there. And other times when you're speaking, you have trouble choosing the right form of the word. For example, you say, I want to pronunciate words more clearly for my students I teach, but we use the word pronounce. Pronounce is the verb that we use more often, and we don't use pronunciate as much. And pronunciation, of course, is the noun. So sometimes you're not sure about which form of the word is the best one to choose, or you're not sure about which verb tense, and you have a fairly limited vocabulary. And you also mentioned when you were talking about some of your goals that you want to improve your writing. Now, writing is kind of tricky. Now, in order to improve your writing, in your case, you will have to make some significant improvements in both your vocabulary and also your grammar. Because once you have higher vocabulary or better, more advanced grammar, it'll be easier for you to write. So I got 2 tips for you. 2 things. They're not directly related to writing, but they will have a very good effect on helping you to write more proficiently. Number 1 is stay in the habit of reading. Try to read about 30 minutes every day, but not boring books. Try to read things that you're interested in. For example, if you're interested in elementary education, you talked about that. Read articles and magazines that relate to that. The main thing is try to read about 30 minutes every day, either magazines, newspapers, or longer books. Now, the next thing, get in the habit of also practicing your listening. You can watch the news. You can watch science, documentary, and history programs. These things would be really good. Now, in both cases, work a little bit on your note-taking. Your note-taking helps you think about what you read and what you listen to, and it also helps your overall language use. So when you're reading, practice taking notes on the main and the most important supporting points of those reading passages, and do the same when you're practicing listening. Believe it or not, if you do that regular routine of reading and listening, that will have a very strong effect on your writing. Now, of course, in my online TOEFL course, I recommend that you spend time with the vocabulary lesson number 3, vocabulary lesson number 4, vocabulary lesson number 5, and vocabulary lesson number 6. That would be very helpful for you, and also you can work in the grammar area of my course. Now, in your case, because you want to teach, I would recommend that you set a goal. It'll be tough, but you can do this. I would set a goal of achieving 100 or higher on the TOEFL IBT, including subtotals of 26 and 24 points in the speaking and the writing sections of the exam. So if you can do that, that will definitely make you more qualified as a teacher. I think that will really increase your chances, I think, of getting a teaching job if you want to do that later on in life. So that's a great goal for you. Now, an immediate goal that you can set in my pronunciation course is, once you go through all of the pronunciation lessons, at the very end, you can complete a pronunciation post-test. Now, you can set a goal of trying to score 5.1 or higher on my intelligibility scale. Now, where are you right now? Right now, I'm going to put you in the middle in the 3 area, 3.3 out of 7, because you do have some grammar, vocabulary, and some pronunciation problems, and it makes it difficult sometimes, I think, for a native speaker to understand what you're saying. Alrighty? Anyway, thank you very much. And again, I put you here at about 3.3 intermediate level in your speaking abilities. So now you know what you can focus on the most in the pronunciation area of my course. And remember that as you go through my pronunciation lessons, I recommend that you read out loud as I teach you the information in the videos. And even you can practice the spelling of the words, because you can learn a lot in my course. For example, if you look at lesson 16, if you see a word that's spelled in the middle, SU, that's a J, measure, or a ZI, Fraser. SI, again, is lesion. ZU, azure. So you can also learn what's called sound spelling patterns as you go through the pronunciation lessons. And if you regularly practice on my website, I promise you, you will see progress. All right. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work.